Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena Goblins versus Gnomes. Playing a very promising Druid deck. The only game I lost was a game where somebody played turn 1, Whirling Zap-O-Matic, turn 2, Micro Machine, and I didn't have removal. The end. So every other game I won, there were a couple of tight ones, I suppose, but overall this deck sounds pretty solid. I've been really itching to play all day, but Blizzard had this dumb thing where for some reason Battle.net wasn't letting people through. I don't know. I was in the queue for 24 minutes. And then when I finally got in, I was probably put into another queue for 30 minutes. And then I had things to do today, so yeah, I didn't actually get to play. But it's okay, I'm playing now. Hooray. Savage. Yeah, we're going to mulligan the Savagery. I'm going to keep the Shattered Sun Cleric, because it could get worse if I mulligan him. This deck has a pretty flat curve. Get a rather garbage opening hand here. Michael James is my opponent. Well, I got a creature to play on turn 2, so that's nice. Let's see if my opponent's going to coin something out here. He doesn't, so that's good. Okay. Scary start. Ended up being a lot better here thanks to a good top deck and my opponent not having a coin play. Should be able to kill anything with a Shattered Sun Cleric. Buffing this guy. And that's ideal. So a 3-2 I would have traded, but now I actually get to do this and kill and live to tell about it, which is better. That was one of the rare cases where I really hoped for a 2-3 rather than a 3-2, and the sky's delivered. Okay, great. So let's see if he's got a way to counter this. Not that. That won't do it. All right. Well, what do you do here? There's a couple of choices, of course. I could play the Panther or the Raptor, but I'm not using up as much mana doing that as I am by playing the Acolyte. So I'm going to play the Acolyte. Now the question is, what do I trade for the Fairy Dragon? The combined stats of both these minions are the same, and they both die to Holy Nova. This one dies to a few extra things, like Ironforge Rifleman, but he would have played that already if he had it. Can't think much at 4 mana that would kill this. That doesn't also kill this. So I'm actually going to do this because I just can't think of a reason to have a 3-2 instead of a 4-1 right now. He doesn't have spiders or anything out here. Let's see if my opponent makes me suffer. Okay, so it's good that I've got this guy because that will... Oh, he's got a Power Word Shield. Okay, great. Great. So this guy would have actually killed the Dark Cultist, would have made him look like a hero, but instead I got a bit of a situation on my hands. I could just ignore this guy, honestly, and just play Sludge Belcher. Call it a day. I could naturalize it and play a Piloted Shredder, and that way I'd go for maximum board advantage. Let's see, if I naturalize that, he'd have 8-9 cards to my 6? That's a little scary. So the ultra-conservative play would be to throw both these guys into the Cultist. I'm going to Shapeshift to finish up. I'm not going to do that. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to do this, hit him in the face. So he could play Shadow Word Pain and kill this thing off, but even then I'd still get the 1-2, preventing this guy from killing either of my valuable creatures. Holy Nova's not super great here. He's going to buff it up. Still doesn't quite kill Sludge Belcher, although it comes closer. And okay, he doesn't have anything else. Perfect. This is still at 6, thanks to the Shattered Sun Cleric. Okay, let's check again. Do I want to naturalize here? Well, that would actually... Okay, I could kill the Cleric easily enough, naturalize this, and still have 4 damage on the table. Play a Shredder. Well, you know what? I think that this is what you gotta do with naturalize. The question is, do I kill the Cleric with the Acolyte and Shapeshift or with the Panther? The Acolyte Shapeshift lets me keep this Panther alive. But by Shapeshifting and naturalizing, I'm left with 3 mana, so I can't play the Shredder. I really want to play the Shredder here. So I am going to use the Panther to kill that. Then I'm going to naturalize this. Always kill Dark Cultists last. Play the Shredder, hit him in the face. Bonkety, bonkety. So he's got, you know, a lot of cards. He's got 9 cards to my 6. But these guys both respawn. I've got double swipe. Might be able to burn him out, and I have another creature coming. So it's risky, especially if he plays like a Sunwalker or something obnoxious here, but I could be okay. Alright, that's annoying to see. He's going to be able to kill 1 iteration of the Sludge Belcher. Does he actually have more to do now? Shoot. Oh, coin. Oh no, does he have a Holy Smite? What is this? Fucking Power Word Shields, my god. Power Word Shields. Alright, so crap. Oh, recycle, hero recycle. Now there is a risk, of course, he'll get something huge and play it, but unless it has taunt, I don't care, because these double swipes are gonna hit him down to 3 health. Just gotta get a little bit more damage through, and I've got this in the bag. So does he have a taunt? Shadow Priest, he does have a taunt. Okay, but it was for his whole turn. Actually, double swipe is gonna kill this thing off. So it's tempting to run the Acolyte in, but I don't actually need to. I just need to swipe his face twice. And that's game. Okay, got a tempo victory there. Opening hand was really, really bad, but it ended up being okay. God, am I getting newfound respect for Naturalize? I mean, I suppose the problem with Naturalize is if you're behind, it's just awful. That's the problem, is I've been ahead in these games thanks to good draws and a good draft and just good luck. But if you're ever behind and holding Naturalize, you're even more behind because you can't, like, kill a minion with Naturalize. Your opponent is just going to overwhelm you. But if you're, like, a little bit ahead, it's kind of awesome because it's like, well, I don't care how many cards you have because your problem is not card selection, but the fact that you don't have any minions on the board. Like, if your opponent has 8 cards versus 6, it's really not that big of a deal when you have the lead. Okay, cool. So up to 5 wins. Paladin, Shadow Trance. And, okay, can I get a good card? I can't. So I have to do this. I have to keep this guy, which is unfortunate. Because, you know, early on, it's not my favorite thing to do to play a 3-2 for 3. Although, of course, you know, I do get a chicken, probably. I got all my endgame removal going here. Not a good start. First try to fire the rocket? Oh, got it. Alright, well this is actually really solid for him. Thankfully I am a druid, so I can actually just kill this with my hero ability, otherwise it'd be even worse. But he does get a spare part out of the deal. Spare parts can of course be really good. Next turn I'll try to play this if I can, but like a shielded mini-bot might actually discourage me from doing so. I really want to play the Sludge Belcher, but it's going to be a few turns till I can. Croc? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get a chicken and try to trade with this Croc. And I think that's better than doing Power of the Wild right now. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Got a Savagery. Hey, I get to keep that. Woo! So 3-2 for 2 for 3 and drew me a card. I'll take it. So hopefully he doesn't have any Shattered Sun Clerics or Argent Protectors, which I guess is a lot to ask for here. Oh, he's actually going to trade. That's perfect. Okay, great. So Scarlet Crusader, and that's it. So that's fine. We'll take care of it. Get our old friend. Shapeshift. Savagery. And next turn I'm probably not going to get to kill whatever he plays, but I have my choice of playing this plus buffing it or just playing a single Sludge Belcher. Probably go for Sludge Belcher. Paladins aren't the greatest. They don't have any Assassinate or Hex or Polymorph type of spells. Oh, I've never seen one of these before.
Your magic shall not.
There's a Spellbreaker. Well, that tells me that either he has another Spellbreaker or that he just had nothing better to do. I'm hoping it is the latter rather than the former because I don't want this to get silenced, obviously. Alright, let's see. If he does put Blessing of Kings on this, it'll be at 7 health, 4 health. I'll have a 1-2. It's going to be difficult. It's going to have 6 mana. What is Sunwalker here? Lord of the Arena. So he's going to protect his Spellbreaker from my Sludge Belcher's Wrath. Dunk a Lord of the Arena in the way. Alright, well, we've got a couple of different options here. One option is to naturalize this thing and then kill a Spellbreaker. It's one option. Then I have, what, 5 mana left? I could easily just, like, Shatter Some Cleric, play Panther, whatever. Other option, I did just draw the Geomancer, so I could do a Geomancer swipe, kill the Lord. This unfortunately stays at 1 health, but then I can kill it. Basically, then I'm kind of blowing my load early with the Geomancer swipe. Other option is I think I'm just going to Starfire this thing. I go up a card, I kill his big minion, I'm not naturalizing it. Didn't have any minions I was that excited about playing anyways, and I just went up 2 cards, so that seems fine. Playing fair here, as it were. So he's got 6 cards to my... My girlfriend's laughing in the background at the things I say. 6 cards here to my more than 6. He's going to give himself a 3-4. Alright, well played.
Well played.
Alright, in the comments of my last video, someone asked me, Boris, why are you so excited about Recycle? It's just a bad Assassinate. And I commented that, well, Druids don't have anything that will take care of any minions. And someone else commented to say that, well, Recycle also doesn't trigger Death Rattles, which we're going to see here is pretty handy. He doesn't get his regular minion. It does go back in his deck, but who cares? And I got rid of his spare part that way as well, so that's something I don't have to worry about. I'm looking in really good shape. I'm definitely in a big lead here. Now this helps him a lot because it gives him a card and a 4/4. I can swipe to get rid of it. That will take me down a card and lose me my swipe. Do I have anything better to do here? I mean, I could kill it with Sludge and Shapeshift. Or I could Shattered Sun Cleric the Sludge Belcher. I could do some weird things. I could actually play like Dancing Swords, Shattered Sun Cleric, and the Power of the Wild. Let's do that. That seems like a pretty good move. So what we can do is actually buff this Power of the Wild, my team, and use this souped up Sludge Belt or Zombie Child to kill off his thing. So now he can consecrate for half his mana, but the Sludge comes back. This dies. These guys both live. I think I'm in pretty good shape. He's gonna Hammer of Wrath to go up a card, which is pretty good because he doesn't want cards right now. What he needs is board presence. I've got a pretty big board. I've got 13 damage on the table here, thanks to the Cleric and my Panther. True Silver Champion's not the greatest right now because it's just running into the Sludge Belcher. I don't have anything to do, unfortunately. That's sort of my big issue. If I get a minion I can play, maybe Ancient of War would be nice. Hey, it's an Ancient of War! Alright, so I could go crazy here and take a 10-5. Generally, you wouldn't, but a 5-10, I mean, he could hit it with his weapon. You have to be very careful. It's almost always wrong to take the 10-5, but this is a case where I've got a taunt in the way. But no, then he consecrates, weapon plus something will kill this. He will take 8 damage, but yeah, it's just the right move to do the usual thing here. Shapeshift, hit him in Yonder Face. So I'm hitting him for 11 damage here. Pretty significant. Threatening lethal, I think, right? Because this is, well, he's going to go up to 15 after doing that. Let's say this is 10 damage, 14 damage, 18, 9. I got 19 damage here. I could almost kill him. Oh my god. Oh no! He stole an Ancient of War with a mind control tech. You've got to be kidding me. Well, that's great. That's just, well, okay, so hang on. We're still maybe okay because I can naturalize this thing. Maybe we're okay. I don't know if I can kill him, but we're hanging in there. Let's think. Do I have enough damage? Okay. We can do this as 5 damage for 6 mana. And then I can shapeshift and naturalize. Is that enough mana? 4, 6, 8, 9. Yes, I have enough mana. So we're gonna naturalize that guy. Kobold Geomancer. Swipe Yonder Face. Shapeshift. And we got the kill. I'm gonna give myself some props for just playing this game really well. My girlfriend, of course, starts cracking up because I'm being an arrogant jerk. But I think I played that really, really well. I think that was one of my better played games on this channel recently. I think I made some good decisions, saw that I had lethal, used my cards at the right times. That's a solid game. I mean, I beat someone who mind control teched an Ancient of War, so yeah. Amusingly, had I made him a 10-5, I would have been a little bit in better shape because then he wouldn't have had the taunter. It would have been easier for me to just to get through and kill him. Wouldn't have needed the naturalize. All right, good times. So up against the mage here, MJ23KB24. Oh boy, these hands are just killing me. At least I have a thing to play here. Take a sip of good luck water. Hey, we got a curve. Would you look at that? Mages were always very annoying to face in the arena. I think Goblins versus Gnomes made them even scarier with Unstable Portal and Flamethrower and Snow Chugger. There's just even more annoying things mages have. I guess the one good thing about the expansion is that just because there were more cards introduced, your mage opponents are on average going to have fewer fireballs, flame strikes, and polymorphs and frostbolts. But it's a small compensation because they got some pretty good toys in this expansion. All right, nothing on turn 1. Wait, I'm the first player. Yeah, so I'm saying I have nothing on turn 1. Let's see if she has anything or if she'll pass the turn. Love a turn pass here. Good. Okay, so we're gonna make a Panther. That card was incredibly good. If you've ever seen me dropped and wondered if I was maybe taking, these Panthers too highly, I'll often comment that it's good early game and it's good late game. I hope you saw there just how good it can be. Giving me that that team buff was pretty solid. I think you got to play the owl here. stop her from getting a secret. I mean, it's possible she has no secrets in her deck. In an arena, that could always be the case. In which case, she got me to waste my owl. But I just had to try for that because mages getting a secret is very annoying this early in the game. Would have liked to play Dancing Swords instead of this owl, but what can you do? She's going to play a 4-drop to respond to the owl. That is unfortunate. Maybe I should have just let her... Oh, God. I could have actually... I used up my silence, and then she played a Twilight Drake. Maybe I messed up. And I should have just... I should have just let her have a secret. Well, we'll see. So I traded in the owl because it was going to die to a ping anyway at some point. Figured I might as well get a card for it and then trade the Cult Master for the Drake. We can play the Sludge Belcher. Alright, that's a classic spell. And the spiders, well... Swipe will take care of spiders after they pop. Let's play the Belcher of Sludge here. Didn't see much reason to claw these spiders or to use Savagery or anything. I guess I could have Claw, Shapeshift, and Savagery, but this thing had 4 health. Yeah, it didn't seem really worth it. I'm actually in trouble now. I say I'm definitely behind right here. Should have saved my owl and let her have a secret, I suppose. Because the secret could have been Mirror Entity, but it could have been something, you know, sort of dumb, like Ice Armor. I probably should have just traded the Panther for the Mad Scientist and played the Dancing Swords, which would have been much better board presence. Then I would have had an answer to her Twilight Drake on turn 4. I would have had Owl Shapeshift. Yeah, it would have been a totally different game. This thing would be dead. I think I messed up. I should have just let her have her secret. Okay, so she plays a secret here. She pings off my Sludge Belcher, though my little 1-2 guy is going to live. She's actually going to throw the spider at it. It's fine. So, I could ping this. There's a chance she's hiding a duplicate here. But I'll take that chance. I think it's fine. So we'll just go pop. I don't mind her getting a pair of Twilight Drakes. Okay, so she doesn't have that. Let's play this. Heal myself up. See if she has a Mirror Entity. She does. Oh, she does. Okay. I guess I could have considered giving her one of these, but the problem is I actually would have a bit of a tough time killing that thing. I'd have to hope that they trade. And then I'll play my Dancing Swords. So the advantage of giving her this to Mirror Entity would have been that I could then get a card off of it, but I'd rather her have the smaller creature. So Sludge Belcher went down sort of inefficiently without being polymorphed. That raises the possibility of her not having polymorph. Sunwalker's really good here. I could use a Silence. Keeper of the Grove would be good to see, and I could also use a Recycle. That would be really, really good to see. Don't see either one of them. Well, when life gives you lemons, make the most of it. I could play the Ancient of War, actually. But what I'd rather do is ping off this shield so that the Sunwalker actually starts taking damage. I'd still say I'm behind here. This is a very perilous situation that I'm in. Sunwalker was incredibly good for her. If she ends up just running into my Sludge Belcher, that'd be a big victory. Stormwind Champion is a really good card. Oh god. Well, now I'm in a lot of trouble. So I'm just gonna get to kill this, and the spiders are still hanging on. Boy. Naturalize. Yep. It's gonna have to happen. So we play the Ancient of War. Naturalize a Stormwind Champion. And do I run this in here? Or do I hope that the Ancient of War kills off the Sunwalker? I think I just need to kill this thing. Much as I hate giving her a card, we just gotta do it. So she just drew like 4 cards. Very good chance of her having a Polymorph or a Silence. But when you're behind, take risks. She's got 8 cards, 9 cards to my 4. Definitely in trouble here. Like I said, Naturalize isn't great when you're behind. Mages have a lot of different things that will deal with this. And she has full health. Just gonna freeze it. Well, it could definitely be worse, I suppose. Okay. Sludge Belcher. Well, let's Claw, Shapeshift, kill off this thing. Savagery just doesn't have any purpose. I could pop the spiders, but it seems really pointless. So we'll just pass the turn. I'm really far behind here. Kind of a miracle she didn't have an answer to this last turn, but maybe she did and just wanted to get this thing out here. She knew that Silence wasn't a threat, because if I silence this to get rid of the freeze, I also lose the health bonus. I'm in trouble. Lots and lots of trouble this game. But I can't blame bad luck for this one because I should have not used my owl against a mad scientist when I had a dancing swords in hand. I should have just played dancing swords first, then traded it in, let her get a secret. If it had been a mirror entity, she would have actually been in bad shape because she would have gotten 2 owls off of it, which isn't that great. I guess against me, it would have been pretty good for her to get... No, what am I talking about? Not 2 owls. An owl. What is this thing? Spell damage +1. Oh, that's a really good card. Holy crap. Jeez. Alright. So the flame cannon missed my Ancient of War, which is good, I suppose. I wonder why she didn't just kill the Sludge Belcher with this. Oh, maybe she didn't want the flame cannon to hit the Ancient of War. Maybe she wanted it to hit my Sludge Belcher. I don't know. Okay, well. Anyway. She has a fireball for 7 damage. She's going to throw that guy at it. So that's really good for her because, see, she's already ahead on cards, so spending some cards to stick 2 for 1 to get rid of my big creature is great for her. Cycle a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Well, I'll do what I can. Let's play that. Play the micro machine. Don't even know what to do, really. Savagery to kill off a spider doesn't seem worth it. Oh, this is bad. This is just bad. She gets to ping that, kill it. Yeah, I lost. Well, I'll draw 1 more card and concede. I guess it's possible if I get my other Ancient of War really soon, I could win. Or if she plays a whole bunch of things and I get a swipe, I could win. I don't know. Stampede Kodo. Solid. Alright, we're going to draw a card and concede. Just too much stuff for me to deal with. Alright, let's draw another card.
This is going to be amazing.
Times on Cleric equals a chicken. Okay, that's it for that. So we find myself where I often find myself, 6 and 2. That's actually a little bit generous to say I often find myself here. I often don't make it to 6 wins at all. But here we go, trying to make it to 7. I am breaking a losing streak if I make it here. 1 game I lost in this run, couldn't do anything about it. Just absolutely nothing I could have done differently, but that game I could have won if, perhaps, if I had not silenced Mad Scientist. I overreacted to that Mad Scientist. The secret definitely would have done less damage to me, whatever that secret was, than the damage that I did to myself by playing an owl instead of playing dancing swords. I think if I didn't have 3 drops to play, that owl would have been a decent move, but as it was kind of silly. Alright, up against a Druid Skinner. Well, I think with 2 Ancients of War and 2 swipes, I am better than the average Druid deck. Savagery is a card I wish I didn't have. You know, Savagery, I really hate this. I think that's even worse than Naturalize. Naturalize has actually come in handy, but Savagery has just been utter crap every single time. So that's probably the biggest card quality problem I have. Hey, there's a Keeper of the Grove. Been missing you, buddy. Interestingly, I could silence my own Dancing Swords on turn 4, perhaps, to rob my opponent of a card. That's something that could happen. Though I'm not super jazzed about using up a silence on this. I do have another silence here in the deck, so it could work out. Well, anyway, that's all pipe dreams at the moment. He's got a thing to do. Swamp Ooze. Alright, so I could play the Dancing Swords. The problem is, if I play Dancing Swords, he's just going to shapeshift and run this Ooze in and go up a card, and I haven't really gotten anywhere with that because I have nothing to do on turn 4. Because I have nothing to do on turn 4, I'm going to kill this thing, and the age-old question of do you Wrath or do you Claw? I'll go ahead and Wrath because the card isn't as valuable to me as the potential to later have Claw help out Savagery be less shitty. Blade Master can't quite be killed with the Keeper of the Grove. Against Dancing Swords, it's a bad trade, so we're gonna Claw Shapeshift and kill it. Got a really good creature coming up on turn 5. Has he used his coin? He hasn't. So he still has his coin. He could make a 5-drop himself. Play Druid of the Claw, for example. Oh boy, hope it's not what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. Okay. So is it worth it using a Naturalize on this thing? I doubt it. Although I could play Zombie Chow now. I'm just gonna play Sludge Belcher and hope for the best. Crap. It's the one thing I said he might do that I really didn't want to see. He's in the lead right now. I'm in pretty bad shape. I just didn't actually have a very good hand this game. This thing was a liability. Alright, is he gonna shapeshift to finish off the first iteration? He is. Puts him in good shape. Because this little guy plus shapeshift will not kill my Druid of the Claw. Please don't heal your Druid of the Claw. That would just be very, very poor taste. I can do Keeper of the Grove plus shapeshift to finish this off. Just please don't do anything good with your remaining 3 mana. I'd appreciate it. Okay. Well, could be worse. So we gotta do this. We gotta kill that guy off. So deal 2 damage. Bink. Shapeshift. Poink. It's gonna get to kill this thing, unfortunately, but what can you do? Except watch it happen and cry. My hand sucks really badly. Dancing Swords time's kind of passed it by, and then these guys are dinky. Alright, well, the Ogre's gonna get naturalized, but now he's going up ahead on cards, and I don't have much to show for it. So, kill that. Naturalize that. Actually, okay, so I did get a little bit of a board lead there. Let's see how bad the situation is. He has 8 cards to my 6, soon to be 7, and I've got a decent board, pretty swipe-proof. Okay, this is okay. I'm doing alright. I've got 2 Ancients of War waiting for me somewhere. Neither of them was in the top third of my deck, so that's a bit sad. 4 and 9 odds that neither of them would be in the top third. Mini-Mage, stealth, spell damage was 1. Pretty nice. Swipe would be pretty good against that. It's going to Wrath for 2 damage and go up a card. Okay. Well, that Mini-Mage was really handy for him here. It's a neutral epic. Can I get a swipe? No, I cannot. I can, however, get my 3rd Sludge Belcher, which I think has got to be upsetting my opponent. With him having spell damage, though, things like swipe become a lot more scary, but I have to just hope I get one of my own swipes at some point. Well, is he gonna? He's not going to charge. Interesting choice. They're giving that guy up. I guess he figured the board control was more important than anything else. Can't blame him. All right, another Druid of the Claw. So I've got my Sludge Belchers. He's got his Druids of the Claw. I think what I'm gonna do is silence my Dancing Swords so that I can run in there without giving him a card. Get rid of my little ooze and shapeshift. Throw that down, throw that down, throw these guys down. Alright, my whole hand's on the table. He's got 8 cards to my 5, soon to be 6. Got a decent board here, and the potential for more cards. Let's see what he's got. Very tense situation. Ancient of War really needs to show up at some point soon here. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Keeper of the Grove gets him up yet another card, although it gives me the potential to get 2 cards out of Acolyte. He has another Druid of the Claw. God damn it, so many Druids of the Claw. Alright, I finally draw a swipe. Is it worth swiping this thing? I think it is. So we're going to swipe this. Use the Owl to kill that. Run the Acolyte in here to get a card. Because I got to get everything I can. Play the Shredder, which is very useful. Do that. Hit him in the face. Swing. It's tense. I don't have too much burn in this deck. He's a Druid. He's going to be shapeshifting and gaining life. Alright. How can he deal with the situation? He's got 3 more cards than what I have on the table. Wild Pyromancer. Oh my god. Not this again. Okay, so he's going to get 5 health off of the Chow. And he's going to give me a card off of the Acolyte, which is good. What's his last 3 mana going to be, though? That's the question. So if this is anything good, I could be in bad shape. If it's not impressive, okay, perfect. Not perfect, but that's alright. So we're going to kill this. Shapeshift to finish that off. Not making that mistake twice. Hit him in the face, and here, the correct move. I just got to throw everything out here. I can't afford to wait for the Kodo to be active. I just got to hope I can flush this guy off. He didn't do too good of a job dealing with my board situation last turn, all things considered. I still have 2 Ancients of War, so now 75% odds. I'd have seen one of them by now. Didn't happen. Really need to see one soon. He's got 8 cards. What can he do? He's hanging on by dear life. Okay, so Starfall is actually really solid. I do get 2 things back, a 2-drop and then Ooze. But that cleared a lot of my damage. Got a 2/2 off of the guy. Alright, so what else does he have? I've got 6 damage on the table. He's got a swipe. That's pretty good. So he's got 6 cards to my 2/1 and 1/1, and I have a Cult Master. Well, Cult Master's not too terrible, because if he doesn't have direct removal for the Cult Master, killing off my little Ooze is gonna force him to give me a card, and 4 damage is pretty threatening. He's got 7 cards though. Druids do have a decent number of things that will kill this. Like a swipe would just clear my board and I'd have nothing left. Then I'd lose the game. Alright, very tense situation here. It's all about answers. How many answers does he have? It's all about answers. Alright, he heals up, which I'd rather see that than like killing my Cult Master, for example. Okay, so he is going to get to kill off the slime if he wishes. But that'll give me a card. Alright, he does so. Perfect. Savagery. Ah, savagery. And then that thing. Okay. Shattered Sun Cleric. Oh man, I've really got to think about this. I could buff this, kill that, and then I don't have to lose this guy, but I think I need to actually get a card, because I need to get that freaking Ancient of War here. Finally! Oh my god. Alright, so we got the Ancient of War. I know I gotta think carefully, because I can Shattered Sun Cleric to get an extra creature down, or I can Shapeshift to kill that. I think I need to Shapeshift, clear this out, and just hit him in the face for 4 damage. So, one more test for my opponent. Can he deal 5 damage? Because he's got 5 damage on the table. He needs 5 more. Silence would do it automatically. Recycle would do it. Naturalize would do it. This is a very scary situation. He didn't have a way to kill the Cult Master last turn, so that's encouraging. He's only drawn 1 card since then. I do have 1 more Ancient of War. Spectral Knight, I love seeing that. It doesn't do anything at all. That is good for him. He does have the 2 taunts now, but at least he didn't kill my stuff. Okay. So, let's just keep it very simple here. We're going to buff this thing up. We'll hit that. Shapeshift. Kill it. Now the time has come for the Cult Master to sacrifice his or her or its brave self. We're going to play the Micro Machine. Savagery doesn't do anything. Note that you can't target the opponent with it directly. It's got 5 damage on the table. Doesn't really want to Shapeshift to hit this, but I guess he could if he wished. Does he have removal is the question. He needs some removal. Last turn he didn't have it. All he had was big things and a taunt. Alright, he's going to put that back in his hand, which is perfect. Oh, I so hope he does this, because it would have been so much worse for him to actually have removal and kill my guy. He wants to heal up for 8, he can go ahead and heal up for 8. I couldn't care less. I just wanted him not to be able to kill my stuff. Alright, this is great. So now we can heal up my big guy and think. I've got 6, 9, 12 damage. I think it would make a little bit of sense for me to clear off one of his creatures, just to reduce the odds of him getting through and killing off my Micro Machine. Unfortunately, even with Savagery's help, I can't kill that thing off. I could kill off this guy. I'll be left with the 4 power thing. Don't really see the point of that. Actually, hitting him in the face, I don't see the point of that either. So I could take this down to be 4 health. Or I could just get rid of this. What if I let go of these Dreams of the Micro Machine? Yeah, that's the move, I think. I think this has got to be the move. So we just do this. Shapeshift to kill that. Keep this guy as high health as possible. My opponent's demonstrated not having very much damage. I'm going to kill that off, actually, just in case he top decks Mark of Nature or something silly. So I've got a 6/7 taunt that he's, for several turns, not had any answers to. I have another one waiting in the deck. Let's just play the slow game now. Now that I've caught up on cards thanks to this epic Ancient of War, I don't need to go for broke. So he's gained 16 health with that Antique Heal Bot, but that was just fantastic. I don't care about that. I just wanted him not to be able to remove my stuff. Alright, do I recycle this Yeti? He doesn't have very many cards left, so the more, the closer it gets to fatigue, the worse that recycle becomes. On the other hand, this thing doesn't have taunt, so if you want, if by putting it in his deck, I'm increasing his odds of drawing this dumb thing instead of some actual answer. So I am going to recycle this. And think, do I want to actually kill that? Let's do this. I'm going to just trade that there. Hit him in the face. He clearly doesn't have an answer to my giant creature. I have only 7 cards left in my deck, and one of them is another Ancient of War. One of them is also a Gnomish Experimenter. Or no, is it? Is that this game I played the Gnomish Experimenter? Can't remember. So I'm okay with just slowing things down here. Okay, finally I have a use for Savagery. Knife Juggler misses my face, that's fine. So I finally have a use for Savagery because I can Savagery and Shapeshift to kill off one of these things, using it as a 1 mana, 1 damage. Oh, even better. Alright, so I think what we can do here is, let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna swipe his face. Shapeshift. Can I kill him? No, I can't. Kill the Cult Master first. Kill the Knife Juggler second. Hit him in the face. Threatening lethal. He's got a Mechanical Yeti in here, which is a dead draw, and he needs an 8 way to deal a 6/7. He needs to play Recycle, but that would actually put it back in here, so I now have 2 cards out of 7 that are Ancients of War. Or a Naturalized, but you can see it's well. Alright. Can't tell if I played that really well and it was just a really tough matchup, or if that was tough because I played it badly, but I feel like I played that pretty well. Ancient of War, of course, carried the team, as it were. He didn't have any he didn't have any silence. He didn't have a recycle, didn't have a naturalize. We don't know, of course, maybe he had the option of taking a recycle in his draft and was like, oh, well, this is just a bad assassinate, and didn't take it. Who knows? So, whatever, we'll give myself some credit. The bottom line is I made it to 7 wins. Hooray. Oh, I was just about to say, you know what's going to be fitting here is after that tough matchup to have another mage fight. And yep, here we are. Could have beaten the last mage, perhaps, if I'd played differently, so I can't complain too much. The only person who beat me without a chance in hell of me having any sort of comeback was the Shaman. Ancient of War comes along. This is not the greatest opening hand for the first player. For the second player, it'd be okay. But for the first player, oh, it just got worse. Well, I'll be happy to survive. Ideal move here would be she plays like a Loot Hoarder, and I Shapeshift and kill it. That would be the best thing. Nope, none of that. Ah, a Raptor. Perfect. Ah, see, this is why sometimes you have to draft crappy cards to satisfy your curve, because you need to be able to make plays on turn 2 every now and then. So I'm hoping here for a 2-3, or a nothing. This thing, oh god, these spiders. I'm just so annoyed by those spiders. They're not even that good, but they're just annoying. So one option here is you can actually pop the spider, and then play the Acolyte of Pain, try to get extra cards off of the spider. Another option, of course, you could just ignore the spider. I could play Cleric, buff this up, hit her in the face, then she can pop the spider's ping. You know, I think I am going to go for it here. This is a bit of a control-y sort of a deck. So I'm just going to hit her in the face, let her decide what she wants to do. She pops this up. There will be spiders left for me. She's going to Frostbolt there, which is actually fine, because that gives me a card. So I go up a card just for showing up, basically. Is she gonna play the coin? No, okay. Alright, so we could play the Panther and Shapeshift, which will let me kill 1 spider, but that's not even really worth it. So what I'm going to do instead is either pop the spiders and heal, but this thing would still die, or just do this. Let's just do this. Ignore the spider and hit her in the face. She would have used the buff last turn if she had a buff, so figure she doesn't have a buff. She could have a Dark Iron Dwarf now, I guess, but that's life. Okay, so she's going to do that. Ping this off. What's she going to do about my 4-3? Play another Frostbolt. That wasn't a suggestion, Mage. That was just me being hypothetical. Alright. Well, we're going to play Sludge Belcher. I could have played Earthending Farseer Shapeshift and picked off a spider, but I felt like it was worth it to get this 3-5 down. She has her own Sludge Belcher. Well played. Well played. She's actually going to throw the... Oh, that's a mistake. She should not have thrown that spider away. Really don't want to do that. Alright, Recycle would actually be almost better than Starfire here, but Starfire is still really solid. So I go up a card now. Hey, there's Recycle. Okay, well, if she has another good minion, I guess that would be nice. There was really no need for her to throw that spider away. I don't know what the purpose of that was. She shouldn't have done it. Now she's just short a spider for absolutely no reason. And true, my Sludge Belcher has 1 less health, but it's fine. Okay, so she gets up a card, which is good because it means she's only responding to this with 3 mana. Flame Cannon will kill off the first iteration, but the little guy will kill off her spider unless... the coin? Is she actually going to ping this off? No, she's just going to play that guy. Alright, I'm okay with that, so I get to kill her other spider. Alright, so here I can play the Ancient of War, of course, but there's a risk of Polymorph and Silence. Do I have any better options? Well, I could Claw Shapeshift, kill that. Leaves me with 4 mana. Play this. Boy. You know, things just aren't going to get any better. There's always going to be the threat of Polymorph. So I might as well just play this. And rather than trying to play around Polymorph, I'm just going to count on the fact that there's another one of them in the deck, another one of those Ancients in my deck. She plays Unstable Portal. Gets the minion. It's this card. I'll try to remember that. Stampeding Kodo to kill my Ooze, which doesn't really matter too much. That's fine. And nothing else. Okay, great. I have 3 removal spells that all don't benefit from spell damage, but this Earthring Farseer is pretty solid. Let's just play that. Heal that guy back up. We can Claw, Shapeshift, hit this thing in the face. And I'm going to play this. I want to try to encourage her to play Flame Strike, because Flame Strike doesn't kill my Ancient of War, and it stops her from doing more stuff. So I figure extending against the Mage here is a reasonable move, especially because I got this Power of the Wild that I might end up using. So in this situation, I'm feeling really, really good, because Recycle and Naturalize let me answer anything. Oh no, she's going to ping a sheep. Well, it doesn't do that much. She goes up another card. This person is playing kind of indecisively, throwing away a spider for no reason, drawing cards kind of in the middle of her turn, playing a sheep. I don't know. I think if she was going to use this sheep, she should have just pinged it. Well, here, Cult Master does not work well against a sheep, but the owl does work quite nicely. It'll also waste a Mirror Entity if that's what it is. Could also, of course, be a duplicate, but if it's a duplicate, then it's a duplicate. It is a duplicate, so she's going to get 2 sheep now, which means she can deal 4 damage to everything. That's actually really, really good for her, because she can play both sheep and ping 1, and it'll deal 4 damage across the board and leave her with 3 mana next turn. Nothing I can do about it. Power of the Wild does not save my things from dying to that combo. I probably shouldn't have killed that sheep, honestly. Could have just recycled it? I don't know. Anyway, Cult Master will just die. Okay, so there's nothing for me to do. When there's nothing to do, don't hesitate. Just do what you can. Hit her in the face. I guess I could have used this as like a deal 3 damage to her, but that seems pointless. So she's going to get to use 2 sheep, if she wishes, to clear my board. Okay, now the question is, how good is her remaining 3 mana? Because if it's a good thing, I could be in trouble. But if it's not, like if it's a Flame Cannon or something, Fireball? No, Fireball can't be played. Ogre Brute! Don't care about Ogre Brute. That doesn't matter in the slightest. Perfect. Alright, so I could recycle this Brute. And I will. Just to keep her board totally clear. Threatening Lethal. She has to answer my stuff. She hasn't played any Fireballs or Polymorphs. This is a pretty good damage dealer. And I've got Naturalize in case she plays anything serious. Is she gonna really double Fireball? Yes, she is. I don't know why that didn't happen sooner. I guess this thing wasn't low enough in health. And a Panda. Alright, well now I'm in a little bit of trouble. Although the good thing is she's a mage, so she doesn't have any way to stop me from shapeshifting her. Zombie Chow, I really don't want her to gain 5 health is the problem. Alright. Let's think. Is this worth more than 5? Yeah, no. I have already used a Starfire, but I do have 2 swipes in here, an Ancient of War. I think I have a charged creature of some sort. I got Drew to the Claw, which can hit the face. I don't know. I think she's so low on health. Unless she gets some taunts, she's going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so that's fine. It's actually not that fine. I can naturalize this one. I got to go for it. We're just going to go for it. I'm going to naturalize this thing and just hope for the best. Sludge Belcher, good card. So we'll naturalize that. Shapeshift. Now it's to the point where if I draw a swipe anytime, I'll win. Of course, if she has an Antique Heal Bond, I could be in a lot of trouble. I could risk a Zombie Child, but I don't want her having a Flame Strike and gaining 5 health, so we're just going to leave it at this. I'm threatening Lethal. She needs to deal with this Belcher. I've got 2 swipes in here that will win me the game each. and maybe another charge creature that I can't remember. She does have a Flame Strike, so good thing I didn't play Zombie Chow. She clears my board, but then I get to shapeshift her in the face unless she plays something for 1 mana that is taunt. That is an F taunt. Okay, perfect. She kills off my ooze, so I'm taking her down to 2 health. She plays a succubus off of the unstable portal. So I've got a decent amount of health here. I will totally play Dancing Swords, that's fine. That's just something she has to kill. She gets a card, which does increase her odds of getting, you know, something that would help her here, like life gain or taunt, but that's fine. I gotta get this down so she deals less damage to me so that I have more turns to shapeshift. Okay, she's going all in for this, so she's gonna get 2 cards now. Killing Dancing Swords gives her 1, and then the Cult Master gives her another. I believe, however, I should have 2 turns. She's got, what is this, 12, 14 damage? Yeah, I've got 2 turns, which will kill her with shapeshifts, and I need to just get a swipe in one of those turns to accelerate things. No, I don't even care if I turn something into a chicken, I just want to get closer to that swipe, so I am going to play this thing. Ancient of War turns into a chicken, fine. I don't care. He was going to die regardless. I just need to get closer to swipe. 2 swipes in here. Chicken for distraction. Can't play the Zombie Chow, so she has to have taunt or life gain, or she just loses to shapeshift. And then I have a 1 in 5 chance of getting a swipe, and maybe a 3 in 10 chance if there's something in here that deals damage that I forgot about, like a charge creature. I've used Starfire. Do I have a second Starfire? Can't remember. Sunwalker. Oh, crap. Well, that means I'm in a lot of trouble. Let's see. Is she going to kill me next turn? She's got 4, 8, 10, or, got 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 damage, 19 damage. Okay, well, let's see if she has the kill or not. I might have 1 more chance to get a swipe. I even have a Wrath here that I could have used to draw an extra card, but I couldn't get that. Alright, so she's not fireballing my face, that's a good sign. Wow, this is comedy. So I have a Keeper of the Grove would win me the game, actually, because I could silence off the taunt from this. So Keeper of the Grove wins, either of the 2 swipes wins, Wrath gives me a chance to draw another card, which might let me win. I actually have a close to 50% chance, maybe a little bit less of winning. So let's see the top deck here. Top deck to keep this arena alive, it is a Piloted Treasure. Fuck my life. Well, it's good while it lasted. Since I got it down to 1 health, there's probably some way that I could have won that game. Probably. But just couldn't get any of my outs, and that'll do it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and or subscribe. It's actually perfect ending time here. We'll take a look at our reward, take a look at our pack, and then the next run will start in the next video. Oh, that deck could have gone farther, but I did lose 1 game to my own mistakes. So, you know, getting the 7 win when you throw a game away, potentially, is pretty good, pretty lucky. I shouldn't ask for more luck than getting the 7 wins while throwing a game away. Okay, the pack is nothing special. And the arena that we play next. I need Shaman, I think. There he is. All right, we're going to be doing Shaman next time, everybody. Take care.